doing, and November football, you know, everything kind of, it's a little crisper in the air, and things kind of ramp up a little bit, and I think you saw that with our team. That's really 4 games in a row we've played well, but you know, today was a day where a lot of history was made, to be honest with you, and super proud of our offense. Back-to-back games, no turnovers, 702 yards, and you know, they've been playing here 124 years. And it's the first time we've ever had back-to-back 600-plus yard games, and it's the 4th 600-plus yard game this season. That's never happened. We've done it 3 times, a couple other times, but never 4 times until today. And we've never scored 45-plus points 4 games in a row. So just a lot of really amazing things. Trevor, that's 4 games in a row that he's had 3 touchdowns or more, and that hadn't happened since 2012. His efficiency rating is higher now than it was at this time last year, you know. For an offense that so-called struggled this year, it's pretty daggum amazing what this group's done, especially when you talk about running the football and spreading the ball around to so many people. Our offensive line, just unbelievable job, rushed the ball for 419 yards, 11 a carry, and no sacks. So just really proud of this group. And then Travis Etienne has just been the catalyst. I mean, he has set the tone for us for the last month. I mean, he has just been awesome. When you think about all the great backs that have come through here, he's played just over 2.5 years. And today he broke the school rushing touchdown, broke James Davis's rushing touchdown record. And, you know, we all know James had a pretty good career here, and he played 4 years. So in 2 years, and Travis, you know, you try to get him more touches, but he rips off 80-yard runs. So, you know, it's a catch-22, but just really proud of him. It's really amazing what he's been able to do, absolutely amazing. And then he tied C.J. Spiller's touchdown record, which I didn't know if that would ever get broken. And again, got a lot more left. So it's pretty amazing what he's been able to do. Went over 1,100 yards today, and you know, just has been a joy to coach and a joy to watch mature and develop. And as y'all see, he's gotten much more involved in the passing game, and been able to really showcase him a little bit more there. And I think that bodes well for us moving forward. But just super proud of our offense. I thought that again, you know, set the tone, and the focus was just to have clean execution and to dominate. And I thought they were able to do that. Special teams, we were able to play a lot of people, and not a lot going on in there, a couple penalties, but defensively also made some history. And you know, that's 9 games in a row we've held the opponent to less than 300 yards. And got a little worried there for a minute. We gave up a couple big ones. But I know I'm from Alabama, but I think 256 is less than 300. So they got it done. And that's 9 in a row, and that's happened twice in 20 years of college football. In today's world of offensive football, when you think about that, you know, Alabama did it in 2011, and LSU did it in 2006, and now the 2019 Clemson defense. You know, last year's defense didn't do it. They were pretty good. So I'm just really proud of our defense. How consistent they've been all year long. And again, in a world of offensive football, to have 9 straight games under 300 yards is really amazing. It's amazing. You know, the game was different in 2006, and the game was different in 2011. In 2019, it's even more impressive what this group's been able to do. So I'm just super proud of our staff and those players, what they've been able to accomplish, and obviously tied a school record for wins at home, and you know, something special for this team and this senior group to have a chance to break the record on their senior day in a couple weeks in our last home game. So a lot of good things, but at the end of the day, we're 9-0, and you know, we're where we hope to be. I think we're a team that has improved. We're a focused football team. We got tremendous leadership. We were able to hold a few guys today, which hopefully will help us as far as just kind of really getting healthy. We got 2 more games and then an open date, and this is all about our next goal, and that's trying to win the division. So we got 2 division games coming up in a row, and one on the road and one here, and And you know, it's we got a lot on the line, so a lot of opportunity, and looking forward to getting back at it this week and having great preparation, and preparing to go up to Raleigh.
Dabo, you mentioned after North Carolina you challenged Travis. Do you think that had a big effect on the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, usually when you have your foot in somebody's rear, that's not comfortable. So yeah, he didn't like that. You know, most everybody likes a little sugar, but he needed it. You know, and he got it. He's had a great year, obviously, but he really played a bad game, and just didn't. You know, sometimes great players need to be challenged, and great players respond. Average players pout. He responded. Great players want to be coached. Great players want to be held to a standard, and you know, hadn't really had to do that very much with Travis. He's unbelievable, but that was he needed it, and he's responded. I mean, that's 4 weeks in a row. He's just been amazing, and he just sometimes you got to just refocus a little bit. It's a long season. It's a long season. These are young people, and you know, it's a lot going on in school, and you know, it's a grind. But he's really been amazing, and he's been a great leader too. That's been fun to see because he really's never had to lead, but he's been a great leader for Linjay and Ches and Mikey, as has Rencher. You know, Rencher probably doesn't get enough credit that he deserves on our football team for the, you know, he may not show up in the stat column quite as much, but he's as good a leader as we've had on this team, and very respected.
Coach, you gave up that one touchdown late, but Mike Jones, Sheridan Jones, a couple of backups able to get in there and create a turnover. How nice was that to see?
That was awesome. Yeah, we had a lot of guys in there. You know, of course, Isaiah had the interception, and you know, to see those guys get in there and do that, it's awesome. I think we played 100 and something guys, so that might be a record. 2 games in a season to play 100 and something guys, but you know, we played well. I mean, really, it was really our 2 veteran guys that kind of busted. We had one where they got outside on the 1 touchdown over on the side, the touchdown run. You know, Kayvon was in a little bit of a bind, but that was still his responsibility to get outside. But it was tough too, because with what we were asking to do, you know, he was kind of protecting the field a little bit too much. So really just a great play by them. And then Nolan got a little nosy, you know, and that kid's fast. The guy can really run, and so that was kind of an example of just getting a little complacent in that situation. You know, the way the game's going, and next thing you know, you give up a big one. But that's what they can do. That team, that's how they're structured. You know, they had one guy wide open. Now they beat us on that play, but early in the game they had a guy wide open, and thank the Lord he dropped it. You know, they're tough. They're tough. They're second in the country in rushing the football. 125 FCS teams. They're good. They're a good bunch. And so I was proud of our guys. And again, they popped a couple. And you got to sub. You know, you got to play a lot of guys. You get in a situation, it can get frustrating, but you know, especially when it's not like you're playing an offense that they can go out there. This is a really difficult scheme, and so there's probably going to be a player or two. But I was proud of how they competed. I mean, you saw Jake Venables. How about Jake Venables? Man, he had 3.5 tackles for loss, and he's really starting to hit his stride. He's going to be a heck of a player, but battled hamstrings all through fall camp and came back, then had another setback. But now he's really hitting his stride and playing fast and physical. It was good to see Levante Benton. I know he got thrown out of the game, but man, he is going to be a heck of a football player for us. Really super proud of Levante. And, you know, he sparked. Saw him in special teams. We were able to play a few guys that we're trying to hold. We were able to get them in the game today. You saw guys like White's, the kicker. You saw Levante. You saw Greg Williams. You saw some of those guys that Ray Thornton that we know we want to hold. Today was one of those games we could get them in. And then we had a little group that we didn't play today purposely because we're trying to save a game, you know, for down the road.
Did you get a good feeling during the week that your guys had the appropriate mindset?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was a great week of preparation, and you know, we just really don't make it much about the opponent. I mean, and that's why we've been successful. I mean, it just, you know, we just have a daily focus, and we've been that way for a long time. And that's why, again, we've been consistent, because when you start worrying about, okay, who you're playing or what the record is or all that stuff, you're like this. And it takes great leadership, and it takes culture, and that's what kind of sustains us around here. We just come to work, we do what we do on Monday, we do what we do on Tuesday, and we get excited to play. And this is a week, where I talk to them about just being enthusiastic about improvement, and playing well, and continuing to build our team, continuing to grow our depth, and I think we're able to accomplish those things.
Dabo, Tuesday night will be the first football committee's rankings coming out. Is that a distraction at all?
No, not at all. No, not a distraction at all. I mean, we're just rolling where we need to be. I always tell them, we got a little saying around here. Some horses start fast, some start slow, but the thoroughbred's great at the final pole. All right, that's the only one that matters. All right, we ain't worried about all that stuff. Some get out of the gate, and some are really, really slow, and some kind of in the middle of the pack. But at the end of the day, somebody will cross that line first, and we're just running our race. That's what we try to do, just run our race, be the best version of us, and it's what we talk about year in and year out, just one step at a time, focus on things you control. None of that stuff matters. I mean, it just doesn't. What matters is that we beat NC State. Y'all heard me say, Wisconsin, I'm sure a couple weeks ago, they were having a lot of discussion about why aren't they in the top 4, and should they be this and that. Well, then they lost to Illinois. They ain't got to worry about that no more. All right, that won't be a part of the discussion on Tuesday, so you don't need to worry about that stuff. Now, the fans and the media, that's great. I mean, that's just part of your job, and that's part of being a fan. But this is what you do when you're a player, when you're a coach, you can't worry about that. You better lock in on what you control, and that's your preparation. We don't control anything in somebody sitting in a room in Texas, what they think. We just need to take care of our business. And we do that, and it'll all work out.
Because it looks like they might have gotten a piece of Potter's first kick after the high snap.
No, he kicked the ground.
Oh.
We had to bring in some sand. He got a big old divot out there. He just got his foot stuck. It was kind of mushy, kind of chunky out there today, and he literally just said he just got his cleats stuck right in the ground. It was kind of crazy. So it was good to see him come back and really hit a clean one right there. Snap was a little high, went behind, but he just chunked it. His foot just got right in the ground. So it was good that we had a couple of those situations up, just especially that last one. That was a good kick and a good way for him to finish.
Trevor's, last 4 games, 3 touchdowns, each of the last 4 games set a record. What can you say about the consistency for him over the last 4 games?
He's been consistent all year, not just the last 4 games. I mean, his efficiency, again, is higher now than it was this time last year. He's had about 8 bad plays, and people just can't let it go. They just can't let it go. They can't forgive him. He's human, and he made a few bad plays this year, and for whatever reason, it's like that's all anybody wants to talk about. But I'm super proud of him because he's really played great all year. He's played great, and that's why a big reason why we're 9-0. I mean, he just has such great command. But obviously, he had a few bad decisions with some turnovers that throughout the course of the season he wish he had back. But again, for every bad play he's had 50 great ones, and that's what I focus on. We coach from all of it, but he's been tremendous all year, not just the last 4 games.
Isaiah and Travis were talking downstairs about their races that they had, and I think they're 1-1 in racing. How freaky is it that Isaiah at his size is?
And who else?
Travis Etienne. And
Oh, yeah. They're unbelievable. I mean, I can't wait to watch some guys run in the combine whenever that time comes. I mean, those guys are gifted. Travis is so explosive. He's 0 to 60. And then Isaiah is just smooth, and he doesn't look like he's running, and he's smoking, just super fast. So all those guys like to compete whenever we do run, especially in the summertime. They'll get out there and have some races. But we got a lot of guys that can run. But it is when you see a guy that's 230 plus pounds, that can run like Isaiah. He's unique. I haven't been around many guys like him. I tell everybody, I played with a guy at Alabama one year that he's the only guy that was kind of freaky like Isaiah. I mean, just as far as just a jumbo guy that can run and so the guy named his name was Keith McCants, and he can run with wideouts, he can run with DBs. I mean, he was amazing, and he was so big, and Isaiah's kind of unique because he can play so many different positions. He can cover, he can rush, he can play in the box, he can play outside, he can do a lot of things. But his speed and size and length and athleticism and his knowledge, he's such a smart young man now and such high character. I mean, he's become a great preparer, and it shows week in and week out, and unbelievably consistent. And the interception today where he was supposed to be, and big play for him.
Coach, special day in Death Valley with all the tributes to the military. You had the general speak to the team on Thursday. How did the players react to the general?
Yeah, it was great. General Brady, Major General Brady, he is the most decorated person alive from Vietnam War. And he flew over 2,000 helicopter missions, and received the Medal of Honor one time. They had like 400 bullet holes in the helicopter. Rescued over 5,000 soldiers throughout his missions there. I mean, just pretty amazing, and just heroic. So really super cool to meet a real hero like that, and him speak to the team, and have a chance to meet some other folks today. I just don't know. I mean, I'm sure other people do a great job, but I mean, the military appreciation here at Clemson is one of my favorite days, and it's just unbelievable. It is just so amazing every single year. What a great job. All the people involved that organize it and put it on, and a lot of work that goes into it, and the people who come. It's special. And the purple's kind of become a cool thing as well on this day. And one of these days I'd love to be able to see the flyover. You always hear it, but I heard that was pretty cool. But it was just awesome. It was a great day, and our fans, what a great crowd. It was a great day. The weather was amazing too.
I don't think Mario Goodrich dressed out.
He did. He didn't quite get the right memo about dressing. So he was out there pregame without his uniform, but he got it on before we came back out. And but yeah, he was late to our pregame meal. Actually, dinner last night. So, and was got in the doghouse a little bit, and so just didn't play it. At the same time of year to not have the right urgency in everything we do. Everything matters. Everything matters. So he's a great kid. He's a great player, but he's just got to get a little more serious about the little things.
John Simpson, I guess.
We held him, and he was dressed and ready, but we held him. He was battling a little sore ankle. Actually played last week. He hurt it 2 games ago, and ended up was able to play last week, and could have played today, but we just held him. And same thing with Xavier. Xavier was ready to go too, and wanted to get him out there and kind of get him, but really didn't feel like we needed to play him. And so he's excited. He's chomping a bit. He wanted to play, but. I'm glad that we got him back, and he's ready to go and can have a good full week of practice and get back on track.
How important was it to get that starting offense to stay on the field through the first half and then a little bit into the second half there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we knew that's what we were going to do, regardless of what the score was. We liked the rhythm that we have. We got good momentum going, and there were certain things that we just wanted to try to get done. Sometimes you get in games like that, and you want to get a couple things on tape. There's a couple things you want to try or maybe set up for later, and so it was important that we were able to play that half, and then the same thing again, start out there in the third quarter as well. Good drive.
Do you remember the first long run you ever saw Travis break off?
First long run, yeah. It was in camp. And, you know, because, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, he was a B-back. You know, he played in the option, and he was a B-back a lot of the time. And kind of puny when he got here. And just, you know, not a very imposing guy. And had big old braces on his teeth. And he just kind of, you know, I don't know, he thought maybe he'll redshirt or something. And then we get into camp. First time we got into full pads, the very first day. And when we went full pads, day 5 is when you can go full pads in camp. And he broke a run. I mean, and it was like, whoa. And then for the rest of the camp, it didn't matter what group he was with. He could have been with the 3s, the 2s, the 1s. Every day he would break a run. I mean, to the point where, like, I mean, this guy is unbelievable. And he just runs with, you know, and you know, so he really wasn't very developed physically yet. But his lower body now is so powerful. His upper body's gotten, he's not even close. That guy 3 years from now, when his upper body really fully matures, he's going to be unbelievable. I mean, he is special. I've never had a guy like him that has such collision balance. You know, the ability to just run through tackles, yards after contact. He's just so hard to tackle, and he gets in such unorthodox positions, but yet stays on his feet. And then he's just got that, you know, he's got that spiller gear to take it the distance, but he's kind of thunder and lightning. You know, I mean, he's the combination of both. Special, and then he's just matured so much in the passing game. He'd never caught a pass. Now he's so confident because he's throwing a pass, he's catching passes. You know, he's starting to really, you know, enjoy his diversity of his game. So he actually wanted to go in and punt today. Told him we'd hold that for another time.
Are there any players, you know, that we may not see this year, but, you know, next year, 2 years, we'll be talking about them like we talk about Travis and Isaiah in terms of athletic, just freakiness?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Y'all remember we redshirted Isaiah. You know, he was a redshirt. We've had a lot of great players around here who redshirted and went through our power hour. And sometimes they redshirt because they're physically just not ready. Sometimes they're just mentally not ready, and that was Isaiah. He was just, you know, happy to be here and didn't know much about football. Had a lot to learn and knew it, you know, especially when he got over there and, you know, Coach V's in his ear every play, and he doesn't know how to line up, and the game's really fast. So, you know, we got a bunch of guys like that. I mean, we got a lot of young talent on this team that for sure, you know, might be 2 years down the road or whatever, that you know, they're just going to get better and better and better and better. I mean, I love our young safeties. You don't see them a whole lot, but I mean, I think we got a really good young group of guys. And the same thing at corner, and Sheridan and Andrew Booth. Those guys are going to be really good players. But we, you know, right now with DK and AJ, you know, they're just, you know, are a little bit ahead. But their time will come. And I think we got guys like that at every position. So it's exciting, and hopefully we can add a few more this year.
Travis said it wasn't just that Monday after the North Carolina game that you got after them pretty good. It was really for 2 weeks. Just what were
Yeah, it was a long 2 weeks. Yeah, it was unfortunate for him. We had an open date, so it lingered. It lingered for a couple of weeks. But you know, again, I just wanted to make sure that you know, he understood that, you know, what the expectations were. And everybody's got to play to the standard. You got to prove it every week. But again, he's been amazing. He's been awesome.
Coach, ever since your close win in North Carolina, you guys have scored over 45 points 4 games in a row. Can you talk about how this young group of players have responded to adversity just like that, and just how proud you are?
Yeah, there's a lot of people think we lost that game, you know, but we actually won it. So I think we really haven't had a lot of adversity, and that game there was definitely something. I mean, you're on the ropes and you got to make some plays, and like I said, after that game, that's the first game I've ever seen Trevor Lawrence in the fourth quarter. And I don't even know how many games he's been here now. 24 games. I'd never seen him in the fourth quarter with a game on the line. And so to see him have to go out there on 3rd and 6 or 7 or whatever it was and make a big play for his team, and then especially we couldn't get the ball. We had the ball 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. So you're not only you got to make a play, but your opportunities are so few. You know, he was awesome. And then to see his leadership in that game, and then to see our team, you know, we obviously didn't play great in that game, but now all of a sudden it comes down to a play. And good teams find a way to win those games. Simple as that. And we've won a bunch of them over the last 8-9 years, those one-score games. Just been a while since we've been in one. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, just finding a way to win. So that was good to see. And then we've had some adversity within games, you know, moments here or there, not ever to a point where you felt like the game was in jeopardy. But I think our team has responded all year long. Good leadership, and this is a fun group and getting better every week.
Anybody else? All right.
All right.